Alright, and welcome to today's Jake video for the cars. This is a picture of the rear fender. You can see how choppy, garbage, rusted out it was. So, I decided to break down and buy some from a wrecking yard out in California. They were much better shape, but they're still pretty rough because they're 70-something-year-old fenders. You can see I still got the gaps here I was worried about with the fancy little tire. And there's good reason, because right here is kind of tight. And then worst thing in the world, they hit right there, and it kind of rubs a little. And I don't think you want to rub your fender on your brand new tires. It doesn't last very long. So, with this stuff all situated in my head, you're going to see lots of stand back pictures like this, where I go, well, I don't know, should I cut these expensive fenders? But the car does look much better. So, this is I think looking pretty good. Yeah, a little nervous. My girl doesn't even care about me. But here's what I decided to do. I'm going to cut that black line and move that piece kind of over. So, I got a grinder, and these fenders that I got, I stripped it a little and moved it over. So now I have enough clearance, and I think the tires are going to look pretty good in there. I think everything looks alright. And I tacked it on just to see. I'm so nervous to even touch this and cut it. I ordered them and they got here and I was like, oh no. But I think it'll all work out. So I had to cut that, moved it. Got to think it all through. Here I told you I was going to stand back and look at it a whole bunch. Ooh, look at that. T432. That's from a wrecking yard. Probably... I would either scrap this or something, but I bought it. So I think it's going to look pretty good. And yeah, here we go. I was a stripper for a day. I bought the grinder pads that are stripper pads. They stripped the paint, the Bondo, everything. Even tore my gloves up a few times. It was beautiful. But with the bare paint, or bare metal, paint gone, I was able to get it to look a little closer and see, wow, look at all the dents in it, right? Stuff you didn't see when they had all the Bondo in it. So, nice and stripped fender. I have the molding holes, I have the gaps to fix, so I set it up on the table. You can see how rough that corner is, but all the mold holes for the molding on the back chrome, filled them all in, sanded down, hammered with it. That one, I mean, it felt pretty good. I welded in this little tab, ground it down on the outside, made it look as best I could figure. And I'm pretty proud of these fenders because, I don't know, I bought fenders and still had to fix them. I wish LMC made these, but they don't. So, they're all looking pretty good. So I stripped the inside, I wire wheeled all the rust, got it all cleaned, and then I did this magic trick. So this has got like a little rod in it, and I hammered it over because if my tires do hit something, I'd rather them hit a beaded over piece so that this is a nice smooth and it helps me to hold the shape. So I'm super happy with how they turned out. Everything was looking pretty good. I'm super proud of how I was able to come up with it. So once I get it to a safe spot, I throw some paint on this thing. But I didn't just do one coat of paint. I put rust inhibitor paint. I don't know the number of it. It's like Psalm 52 or something like that. And it goes on clear, comes in black. And when it was on this, it was jet black. And then after that, I rust primered it with this other rust stopping primer. And later I primed it again when it was on the car. And then I also painted the insides when it was in the car. So a lot of paint on these to help hopefully stop some of that rusting from taking place. Now, throw it on the car, right? So let's see what she looks like back on the car. Yep, it's a fender. You can see right here that doesn't quite line up. So when I go to install this, I'll take and push the fender forward and vice grip it to hold it where it should go. And I'm going to bolt these on with a little MIG bolter. You'll see. So, now that I got the fender set where I wanted, everything looking good. Like I said, lots of stand around pictures. I was super proud of my work. You can see the black tar, that's the rust stopper coming through. Everything looking good, real close to the tire. Kind of makes you nervous when you're like, ooh, I hit a bump and what will happen? I don't know. So since I didn't know, I figured I might as well figure out real quick. I got all this gaps up here to worry about. And then I wanted to make sure it was spaced off good so you can see right there. That's a bar I just set in there to hold the fender out where it should sit. But I jacked up the car. I love my back right there. That axle's nice. So anyways, I jack up the car and compress it all the way with no shocks, just jacked up to where this thing's buried in here. And look, it still clears. It's real close. It touches slightly, but it'll be all right. It's good enough for me. So knowing that it's got good enough clearance that way, I got my little MIG bolter out, and I perma-bolted it. So here's my permanent bolting. I electric bolted it. I welded the whole fender on. Took forever because I was watching like Bad Chad and a bunch of other body working guys, and they weld and they blow it with an air hose, and they weld and blow and blow and weld and tap and jump around, and well, grinder fixes a lot of my mistakes. So here you go, all ground out, looking real nice. I thought it turned out really good, and cleaned up pretty nice. I know people say don't weld your fenders on. Don't worry, I break every rule there is. Just welded them on anyway. The next year they were welded in solid, molded into the car, so doesn't matter to me. They look pretty. So with it all welded, I primed it to help hold the paint and the rust from growing, or help, whatever. It looks cool, but it looks cooler in black. Matches the car. Little cheap dollar cans rattled all over it. Don't worry, I have to sand all this off in the future, and I knew that, but you gotta do things to make it look cool and stop rust. So that's done and done. Next side. I'm going to go a lot faster because look, I already have it sanded. I already have it matched up. You can see my gaps were pretty decent gaps. It was nice. This corner here was a little bit off. No one cares. I can fix this stuff. So now I welded and ground it all in for you. And you can see I'm super happy with how it came out. It looks kind of funkadoodly, but it's okay, But the fenders are super, super long. So my next fear was, why is it so wide open underneath? So that's my spacer bar you saw. That's the filler. That's the rear tail light. You're on the driver's side of the car, laying on your back, looking up. You see it all welded on, spacer bar in your face, and all the dirt and gravel just packs up into this area all the way back. So I said, why do I want it to be able to fling gravel and dirt all the way down this fender? I should build something that comes in here and stops it. It's called inner fender. So I built it, a little mud flapped inner fender. So yep, there it is. So you can kind of see it bends over towards the frame, hopefully catch it. And this serves multiple purposes. This will hold as a spacer instead of the little rod, and keep the fender exactly where I wanted it width-wise. And it should hold up to a lot of abuse to keep the taillight area safer. And overall, I think it just looks nice to hold the fender out. And I think it looks good and worked good. So there you can see the tire because I'm so proud of it. This one has a little bit better gap. I don't know why. I do now, but I don't know why it has better gap. We fixed it. It works. So you can see the fender hold out, looking good. I got good gaps everywhere. I'm so worried about this stuff. I think it looked pretty nice back there. I burnt myself half to death welding over my head on rusty and undone metal. But guess what? I'm half dead. I still made it. Not dead yet. So got this one's inner fender done. Painted black. Match it to the old nasty car. Look. Looking pretty good. I think these welds came out all right. Everything's looking pretty smooth. I'm super happy with how my butt's looking. Ruby's looking better and better. All the gaps are welding. And don't worry, whatever I do on one side, I do to the other. So I got this one little inner fender piece made. The gaps look good. Look, my whole phone fits up in there. That's good. And then you can come to the front, and I'm like, wait, once I welded and pushed it, it's even got a better clearance. So apparently you should push your car around and beat it a few times and it'll be better. So now it'll just show you a few different shots, like tires are underneath. Ta-da! And I think she's looking pretty good. So now that we've got most of the major body work done, I think it's time to look under the hood and how the radiator, inner core, and all that stuff got done. So thank you.